Imagine being 15, alone on a highway, trusting a stranger for a ride, and then living through something so brutal it would make national headlines. That's the story of Mary Vincent, a survivor whose courage changed the law and inspired thousands. Back in 1978, Mary was just a teenager trying to get home in California. She accepted a ride from a man named Lawrence Singleton, not knowing her life was about to change forever. He attacked her, assaulted her, and then, unthinkably, cut off both her arms with a hatchet. Thinking she was dead, he threw her body off a 30-foot cliff and drove away. But Mary wasn't done fighting. Bleeding and broken, she somehow managed to stay awake. She packed her wounds with mud to stop the bleeding and, using sheer willpower, climbed out of that canyon with no hands. She walked, covered in blood, until she found help. 2 passers-by spotted her and rushed her to the hospital. Doctors said her survival was nothing short of a miracle. Mary's recovery was long and painful. Countless surgeries, months in the hospital, years of nightmares. But she didn't hide. Instead, she stood up in court and pointed straight at Singleton, making sure he was convicted. The whole country watched, and people couldn't believe her strength. Now, here's where the story takes a turn. Even with all the evidence, Singleton, the man who tried to end Mary's life, was sentenced to just 14 years, the maximum allowed at the time, and he served only 8 years for such a brutal crime. When he got out, he went on to commit another murder. The system had failed big time. That failure sparked outrage across California. Lawmakers passed the Singleton Bill, changing the rules so violent offenders like Singleton couldn't walk free so easily. Mary's testimony and her survival were the driving force behind these legal changes, making sure victims' safety came first, not the rights of the attacker. But Mary's legacy doesn't stop with the law. She turned her pain into purpose, founding the Mary Vincent Foundation to support other trauma survivors. She helps people rebuild, showing them that even after the worst has happened, you can still find hope. She's become a symbol, not just of surviving, but of fighting back. Women-led true crime podcasts and communities now tell stories like hers differently. They focus on empowerment, practical safety advice, and sharing knowledge. Instead of just retelling the horror, they're building solidarity and giving survivors a voice. Mary Vincent's courage and her refusal to be defined by what happened to her has inspired a movement. Her story isn't just about fear, it's about resilience. It's about turning the unthinkable into a reason to fight for change. If her story moved you, hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs hope, and remember, survivors are stronger than you think. Thanks for watching.